Supply Manager is ServiceChannel's platform for purchasing parts and supplies. Supply Manager will allow both location or dashboard users as well as corporate users to purchase parts and supplies from their preferred supplier, as well as track those work orders through to completion once they are submitted through Supply Manager. In this video, I'll take you through the entire process from ordering those items through tracking the work orders and then the steps that need to be taken once those work orders have been completed. So we'll start off as a corporate user here. If I am logged in as my corporate user, I will have access to all of my specific locations. In order to access Supply Manager, I'll need to go into my service request and get to a dashboard. I will search for a specific location, or I can choose from a list. And once I choose that location, I will be brought to the locations dashboard. This dashboard is where a location user will start off. Once that location or dashboard user signs in, they will be signed right directly into their dashboard. The Supply Manager link is located on the left-hand side. Generally, it is directly under Request Service, and it's usually called Request Supply Order. I'm going to click on that link here, and that will bring me out to Supply Manager. On Supply Manager, I will have items from multiple different catalogs in multiple different suppliers. These suppliers will only be the suppliers that are approved by your corporate office for purchase by the specific users that will be using Supply Manager. As you can see here, I have a number of punch-out catalogs here from a number of different providers. And I also have hosted catalogs, and we'll get into the difference shortly. It's important to note that these punch-out catalogs are typically organized by supplier, and the hosted catalogs can be organized however the company sees fit. So I'm going to show you what a punch-out catalog is here. I'll go into the Capital Light catalog, and what's going to happen is it'll bring up an item that I can punch out from. So I'll click the P, or this main title here, and what will happen is it'll bring me right to Capital Light's website. This is a catalog that they have specifically designed for me and my store. It goes right to CapitalLight.com, and as you can see, I am in fact logged in as ServiceChannel Demo Store 001. We have a number of items to choose from Capital Light here. I'm going to quickly just order one of these cases, as well as another of this secondary case. I will add these items to my cart, and you can see that when I do so, it'll update my items in the cart in the top right. The cart subtotal is in fact 0 specifically because this is a demo and we do not have prices loaded. Once I've ordered all of the parts that I need, I can simply click my cart, and it'll bring me to the cart where I have these items stored. I can review my order from here, and once I'm happy with it, I can check out. When I click check out, I'm not actually purchasing these items yet. Capital Light has not received a work order or a purchase order for these items, but instead it brings these items back into my Supply Manager. You can see I'm back on ServiceChannel.com, and I have 2 items in my cart that you can see in the top right-hand corner. From here, I can submit my order, or I can simply go and add more items to my cart. So I'm going to go back to my Browse Categories page. From here, I can order from another punch-out provider, or I can go into my hosted catalogs. I'll show you what the hosted catalogs look like now. For your hosted catalogs, you can have categories that are set by your corporate office. These can be organized in any way you see fit, and they can be titled in any way you see fit as well. As you can see here, we have a number of different categories of items. I'll go into the cleaning supplies category here, and it'll show you the list of parts that we have in this category. These parts will generally include a photo, a product ID, the supplier name, as well as a product description. If I hover over this part, you can see that I see a little bit more information, such as the manufacturer, and a longer description here as well. If I click into these items, I can see even more details. I can see a larger picture that I can click on to expand even further if necessary. And if more than one image is loaded, I can cycle through those images here as well. I can add this item to my cart right from this page by clicking Add to Cart. You can see that product 1001 was added to my cart. Or I can go back to the product listing page and I can find more items to add to my cart, such as this bathroom cleaner. Let's add 2 of those to the cart. As you can see, it added those items to the cart, and the cart is updated in the top right-hand corner. Let's go back to our categories. Now let's simply enter the general supplies category. From here, I can look at my general supplies. If there's multiple pages, I can cycle through the pages. But another thing that I can do is I can simply type in a search term. Click search, and it will bring up all of the gloves items that I have. These may or may not be items that are in the specific category I was in, but it will search all of your catalogs to find those items. As you can see here, these items are organized by supplier, so I can go in and say that I only want to see items from sample supplier 1 and not general supplies, or I want to see items from a specific manufacturer, or maybe I want to sort by price. So from here, I can go in and order one of these from the General Supply Inc. And I can also order one of these from Sample Supplier 1. So you can see all of these items have now been added to my cart, and I have 6 items in my cart ready to be ordered. To navigate to the cart, I simply click on the cart in the top right-hand corner. As you can see, I now have a number of items in my cart and ready to be ordered. Once I'm ready to do so, I can click Submit, and a dialog box will appear. This box will prompt you to enter your name, so I'm going to do that. The reason that this box exists is to make sure that the right person is contacted when this order arrives, or if there's any problems with this order. It just makes it a lot easier to find the person who submitted this order. This name will appear in the caller field on the work order once you submit this order. So once I click Continue, I'm going to actually submit my order. That'll bring me to a confirmation page here, and you can see that I actually have 4 different work orders that have been created. The reason for this is that we created different work order for each supplier that you ordered items for. So those suppliers will only see the items that they need to fulfill. So I'm going to copy these here for just a moment. If I am a location user, I will actually be able to see these work orders in my View Open Tickets or View Work History sections, and you'll be able to navigate over to the Supply Manager tab to do that as well. If I am a corporate user, I can simply search for these items, for these work orders, in my tracking search box, or I can run a work order report to find these work orders as well. So once I've found these work orders, they do look almost identical to a service request created in our system. They will be created for the particular supplier that you have ordered these items for and have set up. And one difference from a typical service request is that they will actually have itemized details on the right-hand side. The material section will have each of these items listed out in their own line, and they will also include unit prices and the extended price with a total as well. Once the suppliers do receive these items, these work orders, they will accept the work order and it will move into an in-progress dispatch confirmed status. That is the yellow color typically. This is similar to our service requests. From here, the supplier will fulfill that order, and once they are ready to ship, they might move the status into an in-progress shipped status or order shipped status. From there, they will also update the schedule date. When they update the schedule date, they typically put the schedule date to a day and time that they believe the items should be arriving by. And at that time, there's a couple of options that we have for our customers. One of those particular options is that on this schedule date, if opted into it, this work order will be sent to the store email connected to the location that should be receiving that shipment. The email will come from sdashboardfeedback@servicechannel.net. It will include a work order number, the supplier that this work order is assigned to, and a description with a table of all the parts that are on this work order. It'll ask you to update the status of this order by selecting an option below. So you'll need to click one of the buttons on the bottom of this email to update that work order. If you received all of your items and everything is in working order, you can click the Full Order Received button, this green button on the bottom left. Once you click that, it will actually update the status of your work order to a completed confirmed status, and this will now allow those suppliers to be able to invoice for those orders. If you have not received your items, you can click the Order Not Received button in red. This will actually move the work order into an open status, and the supplier will be notified that you did not receive your items. The other two options are Damaged Order Received and Partial Order Received. If you choose those options, the supplier will again be notified that either you have a damaged order or that you only received part of your order. Once that happens, the work order will be updated, and it's important to note that suppliers will not be able to invoice for those orders until the work orders have been moved into a completed confirmed status. So that is the entire process for Supply Manager, from ordering on through viewing those work orders and into the steps that need to be taken once those work orders have been submitted.